Patagonia, an unknown land, was untouched by humans until the 19th century. It is on the edge of the Earth where it meets Antarctica. It was in Patagonia where I encountered the layers of time. Now I return to northern Argentina. A different group of people and a different Mother Nature await me. From a salt desert 4,000 meters above sea level, to the Cafayate, the Grand Canyon of South America. This is Salta, a red valley embracing the Andes. Argentina is located on the opposite side of the world from Korea. It takes over 30 hours by plane to get here. Argentina spreads long, running north and south in South America, and is the 8th largest country in the world. I head up north, leaving Patagonia's dazzling and beautiful land of ice behind me. Salta is located near the border of Chile. A 5-hour drive from Salta is where the beautiful valley of Cafayate lies. The upper region of the Salado River flows to eastern side of the Andes Mountains. Salta is a beautiful canyon region. Not a single tree can be seen in this harsh, desolate valley, making the view that follows even more captivating. The guanacos crossing the street make the car halt to a stop.
저기 보이죠? 저게 와나꼬라고 하는 동물인데, 저기 동물의 특징이 가까이 가면 침을 뱉어요. 굉장히 보기가 힘든 동물이라 하거든요. 지금 되게 운이 좋은 거라서 조용히 한번 갈 수 있는 데까지 한번 가보려고요.
It is difficult to see guanacos in Korea. Guanacos are part of the camel family that live in alpine regions or in semi-deserts. Within South America, they mainly inhabit Peru and Argentina. I was told guanacos are gentle, so I want to see them up close. But they begin to run away stealthily when I try to approach them. The guanacos keep their distance and refuse to show their entire selves. I chase them in an attempt to get closer, but they run far away. Perhaps it was too much for me to even try to catch up to a guanaco.
말이 좀 얄밉네. 그러니까 얼뜻 말뜻하면서 조금 가더니 좀 쪽 가면 천천히 가면 천천히 가고 빨리 가면 빨리 가고 그러면서 보니까 나중에 뒤돌아보고 약간 웃는 것 같았어요. 저기 안 가고 있잖아요 지금.
My first impression of Salta is a place I could stop on the side of the road and make eye contact with wild animals. After traveling on the road along the valley, I reached the Great Canyon, Cafayate. The strange and pointy rock formation and the red boulders leave an impression. I want to see all of this in a single glance.
지금 여기 전망대에 올라가고 있어요.
They say once you've seen it, you'll never forget. This red valley, Cafayate, is said to be on the bucket list even for the Argentinians.
진짜.
This is the image of Latin America I imagined before I began this journey. The reddish glow from the valley resembles the color of the sunset.
정말 말로 표현하기가 무색할 만큼 경치가 너무 인상 깊어요. 그리고 뭐랄까 숭고하다고 그럴까? 마음 깊이 울리는 그 느낌이 있어요. 이것이 자연이구나.
On a clear day like this, when the weather is perfect, travelers from all over the world visit Salta in order to see Cafayate Canyon.
So, is this the first time to visit here?
No, for me it's the third time.
Third time.
Yeah.
Is there any special reason to come again and again?
The view is beautiful and everything is like a huge picture for us, all of for us.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice trip.
The same to you. Bye.
A picturesque scene. After seeing Cafayate Canyon, I don't think I should use this expression so carelessly from now on. The canyons in Cafayate have their own names. They are given names according to what they look like. This canyon, covered by boulders like a folding screen, has a special name.
여기가 안티테아트로라는 곳이에요. 테아트로가 여기 말로 극장, 우리 시어터라고 그러잖아요. 그런 이름으로 불려요.
The reason why this place was called theater is very simple.
Inclusive viene a tocar la sinfónica, Orquesta Sinfónica de Salta muchas veces, porque en muchos teatros del mundo no se encuentra la acústica que hay en este lugar. Y lo podemos comprobar cuando decimos do.
들리시죠? 커다란 울림통 같아요. 들리죠? 바로 이런 소리가 울리기 때문에 극장이라는 거죠.
It's a valley that turned into a theater. The sound passes from boulder to boulder, spreading into the sky. Many professional musicians come to perform at this theater. It is a different feeling compared to watching a performance indoors.
Esto es algo natural en donde los sonidos se ven potenciados y en su más fina expresión.
여기서 연주하시고 여기 계신 지는 어느 정도 되셨어요?
Nací en este lugar, nací en Cafayate, y vivo de esto que es un instrumento que toco. Y acá en este lugar, bueno, vengo a hacer música por la acústica que tiene el lugar, se caracteriza por las montañas, las peñas, y que, bueno, que la gente aprecie. Yo te voy a regalar una canción de ocarina para vos que viniste de Corea. Te voy a regalar un tema.
The performance of the musician born and raised in Cafayate have the sky, the wind, and the boulders in his music. Nature is in his song.
Thank you.
Gracias, amigo, gracias.
Would you like it? ¿Te gusta?
Mucho.
Now, it's time to leave Cafayate. I feel sad saying goodbye to the beautiful valley and the kind-hearted Indio musician that I can't help but look back. The huge boulders are sharpened by rain and wind over years and years of time. The time I spent in the red canyons of the Cafayate was beautiful. I head to Salta, which is about 4 hours away. Salta is a city in the central region of northern Argentina. Salta looks like a city in Europe. In the streets of Salta, which were one of the earliest Spanish colonies since 1553, there are still traces of 18th century European architecture. One must visit the observatory when traveling to Salta.
여기가 살타시의 최고 정상이에요. 살타시를 한눈에 볼 수 있는 곳이죠. 현저로 encima de todo, 모든 것의 꼭대기, 이런 뜻이죠. 진짜 그렇죠?
The Andes Mountains can be seen in the distance. Below are the European buildings with their white roofs. The observatory is a tourist attraction in Salta. A city of tranquility and peace. This is my first impression of Salta. But when night comes, Salta shows a completely different side of itself. When the weather is clear like today, a small festival takes place every day. All the people come out into the streets as they enjoy the spring night's air, and they dance with strangers. The passion of the Argentinian people can be seen even in restaurants. I come to a restaurant for dinner. There's a performance going on. There are many types of these performance theaters in Salta.
느닷없이 밥 먹으러 왔대요.
As the night deepens, everyone becomes the main character. Forget everything and just enjoy the moment. The Argentinians consider today the most important above anything else. Perhaps this kind of thinking and attitude are what spark their passion. It's 6 a.m. The reason why people gather at the train station before dawn is to ride on a special train that only comes once a week. The name of the train is the Cloud Train.
오늘은 이제 트렌 알라 누베스, 그러니까 우리말로 하면은 구름 기차가 되겠죠. 자, 말 그대로 해발 4,000m 이상 올라가는 기차이기 때문에 구름 위를 이렇게 싹 가는 기차예요. 그걸 지금 타러 갑니다.
The train runs only once a week, every Saturday morning. So if you miss the train, you have to wait another week.
Por aquí hacia la izquierda, bienvenidos.
This train is a tour train especially built to travel to Argentina's northern alpine region. As soon as the train begins to leave, people inside can't seem to turn their eyes away from the scenery outside. It takes about 5 hours from Estación de Salta to Estación Viaduct La Polvoría, which is the last station on the track. This cloud train travels at 1,187 meters to 4,220 meters above sea level, with a total of 434 kilometers round trip, weaving through the Salta Valley.
되게 내가 달리고 있다는 느낌이네, 진짜. 내가 달리고 있어. 보통 기차 타면 너무 빨리 달리니까 그 느낌이 별로 없잖아요. 근데 여기는 정말 먼지도 느껴지고 바람도 느껴지고 소리, 여기 막 이렇게 팔도 뻗을 수 있고 내가 달리고 있다 이런 느낌이 들어요.
A nickname for the cloud train is the best of Salta seen while sitting down.
Great, great. This is an experience I was dreaming about.
Where are you from?
From Holland.
Holland.
Holland, Amsterdam.
Yo he nacido en el campo, soy hija de un campesino.
When the outside scenery gets a bit boring, there is a performance put on by the local indios on the train.
이제 드디어 구름 열차 같은 느낌이 슬슬 나기 시작하네요. 보이시죠?
The train gradually makes its way into the alpine regions. The mountains grow nearer and the valleys become deeper. This station is a whistle stop to take a short break. These people have been waiting here for a long time for these few minutes. There are descendants of Central American Indians living here in northern Argentina, under the Andes Mountains. They usually make their living through farming or selling things to tourists.
This is a small one. I want a big one.
To these people, the 15 minutes of the train stopping is the highlight of their week. This railroad bridge is a sign that we are close to our destination. The last stop of the train, Estación Viaduct La Polvoría, is 4,220 meters above sea level. Once the train reaches the canyons, the Salta Valley spreads out underneath you, like in a picture. After being on the train for 5 hours, we reached Estación Viaduct La Polvoría. Who would have imagined there would be a train station in between these valleys?
여기가 하늘 아래 첫 번째 역이에요. 우리나라에도 하늘 아래 첫 번째 역이 있지만 여기야말로 정말 하늘 아래 첫 번째 역이죠.
A market opens next to the station as soon as the train arrives. There is a lady selling snacks, something you can't leave out in a market.
¿Qué es lo que es?
Empanada de carne.
Most people sell handmade clothing made out of llama fur. A llama fur sweater especially caught my eye.
¿Usted viene cada fin de semana acá?
Sí, viene cuando viene el tres.
¿Cuánto sale?
Está 40.
I decide to buy a hat instead of a sweater.
분들이 머리가 작은지 제가 머리가 큰지 좀 끼네요. 좀 껴. 아, 모자 이쁘다.
¡Chale!
요거는 맞네.
There is a llama you can pay to take pictures with. People living in alpine regions usually raise llamas. It's difficult to raise sheep or horse in these alpine regions. But there is something you must be careful of when you're near a llama.
진짜 침 뱉네. 말로만 들었더니.
This time, a young foreigner bravely steps forward.
Why don't you try? Maybe closer.
Even if you're spat on, this alpine market is filled with fun and mysterious things. On one side, musicians attract visitors. This is traditional Andes music. After 5 hours on the train, I meet the canyons measuring 4,000 meters above sea level. The natural scenery was beautiful, but the life of the natives living here was even more interesting.
그냥 보면 평범한 시장일 수도 있지만 여기가 4,000m라는 걸 감안한다면 정말 하늘 아래 가장 높은 데 있는 하늘 아래에서 가장 먼저 만나는 시장이 아닐까 그런 생각이 드네요.
There's plenty of time left before the sunset, but people begin to pack their things. The market is only open for about 15 minutes. It revolves around the visitors' schedules.
¿A qué hora termina más o menos acá?
Termina ya.
¿Pero a qué hora más o menos? ¿A esta hora?
The train goes back the way it came from the Estación de Salta.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
I decide to stay here.
여행에서는 또 너무 이렇게 원래 정해진 대로만 가면 또 약간 또 재미없잖아요. 여행지에서도 새로운 사람도 만날 수 있고 새로운 풍경도 만날 수 있고 그래서 한번 좀 용기를 내봤죠. 제가 뭐 원래 용기 있는 사람이라서가 아니라 다른 길로 가보자. 근데 또 여기 오니까 또 그런 용기가 또 나네요.
I leave Viaduct La Polvoria behind me and head towards Jujuy province. Jujuy is another alpine region, 1,400 meters above sea level, and the weather is very unpredictable.
저기 회오리가 저는 무슨 뭐 불난 건 줄 알았어요. 보니까 회오리 바람.
Whirlwinds blow when the atmosphere of the land is unstable. They are common in between seasons. I've never seen a whirlwind this up close before. Now I leave Estacion Viaduct La Polvoria and head towards the world's third largest salt desert, the Salinas Grandes, in the Jujuy province. We are headed to a salt pond, but the car keeps going up the mountain. Once we reach 3,000 meters above sea level, the clouds begin to cover the road. And moments later, I encounter a wide salt field. It's a salt field. It's so widespread that you can't see the end. The name of this salt desert is the Salinas Grandes. It means big salt field in Spanish. Is it possible for such a big salt field to exist so far away from the ocean on the mountain like this? What's even stranger is that it's 3,500 meters above sea level. It's far higher up than Mount Baekdu.
알투라 3,500. 그러니까 고도 3,500. 여기 소금밭이 고도가 3,500이라는 거를 보여주고 있어요. 아, 신기하다.
This large piece of land is filled with hexagonal shapes, like a large crystal of salt.
보이죠? 이렇게 육각 이렇게 갈라진 게 벌어졌다 줄었다 벌어졌다. 한마디로 소금 사막이 죽어 있는 게 아니라 숨을 쉬고 있는 거예요. 그래서 낮에는 닫히고 밤에는 열리고, 그래서 뭐 기압이나 날씨나 이거에 따라서 이게 벌어졌다 닫혔다 벌어졌다 한대요. 그러니까 이렇게 틈이 보면 이렇게 올라오고 묻는 이런 게 자연스럽게 무늬처럼 쫙 저까지 돼 있어요. 되게 신기해요.
Above me is the clear sky. Below me is a dazzling white salt field. Many people visit the salt field, lying in the middle of the Andes Mountains.
No es inimaginable. ¿Entiendes? No imaginable.
Cannot believe that it's true. It's too big. Like we feel like we are filmers. We are little things in a big desert, and it's just beautiful.
This salt desert measures up to 2,000 hectares. This is where the famous Andes salt is made.
대단하다. 색깔이 되게 깨끗해요.
The way the salt gets collected here is a bit different from the salt ponds in Korea. The sediment collected in the bottom of the salt lake makes the Andes salt. The glacier melts from the Andes Mountains and flows to melt the salt layer.
아주 여기서는 소금이 새로 만들어지는 것 같아요. 그냥 이렇게 오려가지고 파놓으면 여기서 물이 건기내 오기 때 빗물이나 여기 있던 물들이 싹 쌓이면서 깨끗한 소금이 올라오는 거죠. 그래서 보면 소금이 여기는 하얘요. 깨끗하게.
The natural water that flows from the Andes Mountains, the fresh winds of the Alpine region, and the clean sunlight makes this salt 99.9% natural.
보이죠? 이게 소금 깨끗해요. 이게 진짜 소금인지 먹어볼게요. 짠 정도를 넘어서 써요, 써.
Collecting salt in this huge salt field is done by the Indio tribes living here. If more people worked, they could earn more money. However, they produced a fixed amount of salt every year.
Hola. ¿Todo bien? Vale.
The method is the same from a long time ago. They use a pickaxe and a shovel.
¿Cuántas horas trabaja por día? Y aprovechamos a la mañana, que está fresco, o a la tarde. 6 horas, 8 horas. Sí, no somos una cooperativa acá. Se fundó más o menos en el año 93. Somos dos comunidades que trabajamos.
The salt field is a gift given to them from the Andes Mountains. They have been maintaining their gift without getting greedy all this time. This Andes salt may be the crystal of these people's sweat and tears. Before leaving the Salinas Grandes, I stop by a souvenir store at the entrance. It's a llama made out of the Andes salt. It is the perfect souvenir from the salt desert.
Ya está listo. Por la tierra vivimos nosotros. No sería nuestra madre tierra, no tenemos nada. Por eso tenemos la artesanía.
The sun and the wind, and the life and times of an Indio tribe that has lived mining salt over a long period of time. I am walking on the white piece of history of Salta.